Hey there Facebook, it is Vanessa here. I'm back after 12 days without connecting with you guys, and I'm so excited to share everything that I've got coming up with you guys. For those who have no idea why I've been away for that long, I've actually been immersing myself in a 10-day silent meditation retreat here in France, and it has been absolutely and profoundly incredible. And yesterday I finally got to speak again, so bear with me because I'll explain to you guys a little bit about kind of what I've been doing for the last 10 days, so you can get a bit of context and perspective for where my mind is, where my heart is right now. And I really want to dive into some of the lessons and give you guys a little bit of kind of perspective around how I want to share the value that has been instilled within me over this last 12 days in total, and I just want to make it so valuable for you guys. So I've been kind of rattling my brain kind of for the last 48 hours as to how I'm going to do it for you guys. And honestly, I wasn't sure as to whether I still needed a little bit of my own retreat time. So it was kind of up in the air, and I was I had this inner conflict, I want to reconnect with you guys. And then this other part of me was yeah, but you need to process what's been going on, and there's some things that you need to work through and go through. So I started doing that today and kind of made a commitment to myself to kind of go through each of the days in my journal here that I carried with me for the entire 10 days, and took over 100 pages of journaling and notes documenting my journey and my experience and the challenges and the insights and the breakthroughs and all sorts of stuff along that journey. So I want to take it one day at a time and go through it. And so I've just been sitting here on this kind of beautiful little kind of mountainy little part of Lyon, kind of away from the hustle and bustle, and I just took my journal and I just went over. I started with the orientation day, and I really want to dive into that with you guys and some insights that I've had. And that's why I've titled today's message "To Find the Beauty Within," rather than needing to find it externally in relationships with others. And I'm going to unpack everything about that. But firstly, let me give you a little bit of context as to what's been going on in my life and what I've been doing over those 10 days. So I think the funniest part of it is the fact that I actually had no idea what the hell Hridaya meditation and Hatha yoga was. All I did at the time was know, as you guys probably, if you've been following me for a little while, you know why I kind of decided I wanted to do that. I just needed to reset. I needed to tap into a new level of authenticity, of connection to myself, so that I could be of higher value and not just mold everything and actually come from the heart even more at a deeper level. And anyway, so I googled silent meditation retreat because I heard about it and I thought that sounded like an amazing challenge, and came across this particular place in the south of France where it just looked kind of good, and it was called Hridaya meditation and Hatha yoga, and I had no idea, but I thought, sounds good, get some meditation, I'll be in silence, it'll be challenging, get some yoga, get some some health going on. It was full vegan and all organic and catered for, and I thought, why not? It sounds really good. It sounds like it's going to tick a lot of personal development, self-realization kind of boxes. So what I ended up doing was going to this and discovering what on earth I actually had signed up for. And as I go through over these next days, I'm going to take it one step at a time, and as I'm processing and going back over everything that I went through in each of the 10 days of silence, I'm going to then give the insights to you. So today it's going to be orientation day, which I've been working on today, which you think orientation day, you even got some insights there, and it was only for a few hours, but oh my gosh, I don't even know how I'm going to squeeze in the value and the insights into these messages with you guys. But to give you the background, that context quickly first, is that Hridaya meditation is actually all about self-realization. It's all about self-inquiry. So it's not meditating and trying to get rid of thoughts and just clear the mind. It's actually very heart-centered, and it's very intentional, and it's about getting beyond the self. It's about, putting out these huge, profound, universal questions regarding who am I, and how did I come to be, and what's the source of all this, and all around oneness and connection, and asking those huge, profound, unanswerable questions to the conscious, rational mind. So it's pretty in depth. And I also learnt that yoga, and this might sound like, oh my gosh, Vanessa, to a lot of you guys out there who are definitely into your yoga, but for me personally, I hate to say it and admit it, but I had no idea that yoga was even really a spiritual journey, a pathway for development spiritually. To me, it was like, yeah, yoga's at the gym, and like it's another way of working out your body and looking after your body, and I should probably do that, but like I don't, and it feels slow, and I'd prefer to do weights at the gym. And so I was completely ignorant of this pathway to spirituality, which I have just been completely blown away by throughout this experience. So I'm going to dive into that over the coming days. But today, let's get back to the message and the title of today, which is to find the beauty within rather than externally in the relationships that we have with others. So I arrived at orientation day and took the bus with all these incredible human beings, and that's I'd arrived and got into my private room just before orientation when I did my last Facebook Live with you guys 12 days ago. And so I won't recap everything I covered there in terms of just meeting people from across the globe, from all these different countries, but what I will say is that although we were all from different places, Australia, Canada, America, Switzerland, Sweden, pretty much like France, of course, and Saudi Arabia, like just everywhere you could kind of think of, Berlin, and all these different European countries as well, we all came with one commonality. And really what that was that we all came with this intention for self-realization, for the betterment of humanity, knowing that if we want to create change in the world, if we want to contribute, if we want to add value to the world, it starts with us at the individual level. And that's not being egotistical, it's actually quite the opposite, because most people get into this activist mindset, and they see what other people are doing wrong, and even if they're coming from a great intentioned place, they try and change other people without first realizing and changing themselves and getting into a heart place, a heart-centered place with compassion and understanding, and actually working on the self first and foremost, so that you can be a role model of change and impact and influence people from that place, rather than trying to change other people. So that was the one commonality that we all shared, was this desire for self-realization for the purposes of the betterment of humanity. It's pretty deep. So anyway, so on orientation day, it was kind of just getting to understand what we were going to be doing. Every single day we were going to wake up and from between 7 a.m. and 9 a.m. we were going to meditate, for 2 hours. We did have breaks to break it up, and we kind of built to that long, 2-hour kind of platform of meditation by the end of it. But after that, we had beautiful organic breakfast catered for us, and then so every day it was the same system. And then we came into a 2-hour spiritual lecture, which was blowing my mind in so many regards each and every day, followed by Hatha Yoga, which is all about being heart-centered and getting the energies of the bodies in alignment, all sorts of stuff. It's very spiritual, kind of blew my mind. It was very new to me as well. And then after that, meditation again. Then we had this huge lunch period where, we were surrounded we were in a castle in the mountains here in France, and with forests in the mountains. And I was, we were going out in nature and just being in our own space. Because remember, you're silent, you can't communicate, you can't talk, you're just in your own space the entire time. And you know, you can go for a run in the forest, you can go for a walk and just appreciate everything. Oh my gosh, I've got so much I can't wait to tell you guys that I want to be respectful of your time, so I'm trying to do this really quickly. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but anyway, and then after lunch, you know, we would have another 2.5 hour block of meditation. And then and this meditation was not guided, it did not have any music. The only thing we really heard was a gong. And chimes sometimes, and then wildlife and the breeze in the trees, you know. It's given me a profound appreciation for silence, which I've never had in my life. Anyway, and after that, we would, after meditation, we'd then have dinner, and then after dinner, we would have a spiritual discourse, like another sort of lecture, Q&A, that we had to write little notes to ask questions, and the teacher would just answer them, reading our notes, and then finally more meditation and lots of sleep. And so it was a lot, right? A lot of you know, self-realization, focusing on those profound questions regarding who am I, where did I come from, you know, coming into a heart-centered place, learning profound techniques to be able to do that. And so on this orientation day, we kind of got notified, like, this is how it's going to run, this is what's going to happen. I felt really lucky that I was the only person in the retreat who got the one room that was completely private room and bathroom, no sharing, and I felt incredibly lucky to have that. I didn't have to be in a dorm with all these people that you're like in such close proximity with, but you can't talk to. Like, I think I had enough of that, and so I felt really lucky to have even that extra level of privacy. And two things happened. So on that first orientation day, so the first one was that we actually got asked to volunteer for something called Karma Yoga. So what Karma Yoga is, which I had no idea before this event, is that it is a place of adding value and making people's lives better. So contributing, doing things for others without any recognition or validation or approval or love or any sort of feedback kind of given to you. It's just from the goodness of your heart, you do kind things for other people and you contribute, right? And so we kind of just didn't even know what this was, and then we're all sitting there and we got asked who wants to volunteer for this thing called Karma Yoga. I had this moment of, or this period all night really, of this inner conflict, because we're all sitting there and like we had to put our hands up if we were going to volunteer for this beautiful thing of Karma Yoga, doing all these kind things for people, contributing to the community. And I had this inner conflict because I felt, I need to, like, it's expected of me. You know, I'm sitting right up the front and everybody can see if I'm going to put my hand up or not. And I felt this like urge. It was like, I don't want to do that. Like, I actually want to focus totally internally and take every moment that I can to really do that. And everybody's hands were going up and I felt like, oh my gosh, I don't want to put my hand up, because if I do, it's going to come from a place of, you know, feeling like I had to live to the expectations of others and worrying about what they would think of me if I didn't volunteer for such a beautiful contribution to the community. So I was feeling really awkward about this, but I stayed true to my truth at the time, so that it was coming from a real authentic place and not from this place of feeling obligated and trying to look good in front of other people by putting my hand up and contributing in that way. And it was a battle. So that was my first spiritual lesson on orientation day, to stay true to myself and not get caught up in the external perceptions that other people might have of me for not doing something that, you know, they might judge me for, right? So I had that inner battle, and I've come to realize that Karma Yoga is an extension of yoga. It's meditation. It's meditation in action. So for me, who isn't a big meditator, I think 7 hours of meditation every single day for 10 days was going to be a big enough kind of hurdle for me without trying to practice meditation in action on top of that. So that kind of helped me kind of get over that hurdle and kind of validate within myself a little bit more as well. But anyway, that was my challenge number 1, but I'm really grateful that I didn't bend to my perception of the expectations of others. And I stayed true to my heart in that moment, despite the potential judgments I might, receive from other people around me. Because I got so much personal time to dive deep into all that was going on within me so that I could come up with higher levels of self-realization and not just get into resentment mode because I'm doing something I actually didn't really want to do, but I felt like I should do it so that I'm not judged. So lesson number 1 on orientation was this. And also how the next thing that kind of came up and was another spiritual lesson for me on the journey was that we also got told that we weren't allowed to have mirrors and we weren't allowed to kind of beautify ourselves or make an effort towards our physical appearance for that full 10 days. And I think you guys know by now that I love like hair and makeup and all feminine things and doing my nails and wearing dresses and all that sort of stuff. Like that's a gift that I give to myself. It makes me feel really energized, and I don't know, it's part of my rituals, it's part of my self-love. I've spoken to you guys many times about that. But really what we were trying to do is, cut off from everything externally that we may be gaining our own self-validation, beauty from, and find the beauty within instead of relying on, being validated for beauty from the external world. And that goes for, your physical body is, not who you are. And I'm going to be diving into more of that over the coming days with you guys and some lessons there. But, it was a kind of a big process, and I got back to my room and my mirror had been completely covered up, and it was just it was a new experience for me that I felt like, everything happens for a reason. And this is absolutely, to make sure that I'm not attached to living my life the way that I do every day. Like I'm not attached to my physical body as my beauty, my soul beauty or whatever that is, because it is true that, as corny as it sounds, like beauty is within, it's not on that external. But anyway, I'm going to share many more lessons in terms of what came up for me over those 10 days of like no my normal routines or anything like that, and just completely focused on the internal world. But that was absolutely another lesson in, to find the beauty within instead of relying on external physical appearance or relationships, because you're not communicating, you're not building connections and relationships with anybody else. You're literally in your own presence, and that's it, except for like listening to the teacher's instructions and spiritual lessons. So very, that was just a couple of hours on orientation evening where I was introduced to my first spiritual lessons, with much more coming to you over the coming days as I dive back and reflect over each and every one of these days. And literally what I've just shared with you now is one page of my journal. And like not even all of it, but I've shared the main features of that one page of my journaling, and that was just for orientation evening. And every single day of this event I did 10 plus pages. So bear with me over these coming days, because I'm not sure I'm going to be able to share everything with you without speaking to you for an entire day every day. But I'm going to break it down and take the best pieces for you guys, in the hope that it will get you thinking about where in your life, like just like with today's message, where in your life could you realize that you're finding the beauty within you in the external world rather than within. And when we do so, we're completely out of control with our own self-worth, and we don't realize the attachments that we have to our physical body, our relationships, the people around us validating us. And when we have an opportunity to go, you know what? what would life be without those things? How can I test myself? How can I take those things away and see what comes up for me? See what fears come up for purification. See what triggers me. See how much of my identity is attached to these external sources. And with that, we gain a higher level of self-realization, so that we can ultimately, reach fulfillment and not be controlled by external sources, and instead find that beauty within, so that we can seek it in other people, find it and awaken them to it as well. So I'm hoping that everything that I have shared with you is of value. And just as a side note, being able to get dressed again and just put on a little bit of makeup and do all those beautifying things that I normally do, it's felt like absolute and utter luxury. But I definitely have had some attachments and some definite lessons that I am so excited to share with you as that comes up in my journaling over the coming days. So I've spoken a lot to you guys. I don't want to take up all of your time, but I really hope that me just sharing the first little insights of my last 10 days of silence is going to be of value to you guys. And I can't wait to check in with you guys. Oh my God, I've missed you guys so much. And I wanted to also say thank you so much for all of your comments on the post that I scheduled out on my business page, Vanessa Jane Patrick, Live, Love, Give, to give you that spiritual question each and every day. I haven't been able to go back through just yet and reply to each and every one of you guys, but I am determined to, because I so appreciate you. I feel like you've been on that journey with me, even though I haven't had this online connection with you guys, and I only just put Facebook back on my phone yesterday. So I'm so grateful to each and every one of you guys for contributing and for adding your insights. I cannot wait to go back on those, and I'm going to probably do it day by day, because tomorrow will be day one that I want to share with you guys, and that's the first spiritual question that I asked you. So anybody who hasn't answered those spiritual questions that I referred out to you guys, scheduled out for you guys as I was going through it, I would love for you to jump back onto my business page, Vanessa Jane Patrick, Live, Love, Give, scroll down to the post on day 1 of 10, and answer the question that I put there. And what I will do is I'll go through my insights from day 1, and I'll get back to all of your beautiful comments there. I might even do it on Facebook Live. So might find a way that I can read your comments and answer those for you guys there. So if you put a comment there, you'll see my reply to it on tomorrow's Facebook Live. That sounds good to me. I'd rather talk it out with you guys. So, all right. I can't wait to say hi. Say hi to me, because I've missed you guys. I've got Tim and Roxana. So good to see you live. Love you. Oh, love you, Roxana. I can't wait to see you. And next week, I think you said. So, oh my gosh, super excited, beautiful. And Brian's here. Great to see you. I've missed you guys, and Tony and Mark and Alexandria. Yay, my spirit sister is back. And brilliant legacy. How great. I'm loving it. And Kristen is here. And Alexandria, yes, welcome back, beautiful spirit sister. We've missed you and sending you so much love. Oh, I have absolutely missed you guys so much. And thanks for showing up, and so much love for you, beautiful. And to the amazing, incredible Charles as well. Hope you guys are doing doing great, not doing a great. And Azar is here, and Alexandra, fantastic and inspiring to hear the impact of your retreat insights. So grateful to hear that, beautiful. I really don't know how I'm gonna it might take more than 10 days for me to share all these different insights with you guys, and I haven't created it yet, but I feel like the next masterclass that I go through with you guys, it's definitely coming from the profound lessons and insights that I've had over these 10 days. But it's there, and I haven't yet created it, because I haven't chosen which angle I want to take on this with you guys, but I'm going to take it next level with you guys. So I hope you're ready. And Bina's here, and John, and Rose. Good to see you live again. Welcome back. Thank you, beautiful. Hugs to you. And big hugs to you and Charles, Alexandria, I love it, #happiness. and Gopal's here, and Frank, and John. You come onto my feed. I was doing something, but I did jump into your live feed. Thanks for sharing. Love and peace. I'm grateful to have you here, John, and love and peace to you too, my friend. Hope it's of value. And I use martial arts. We wouldn't do meditation. Some people would break bricks on their bodies or lay a bed of nails. Just incredible stuff. Yeah, that is crazy. Like the power of the mind, right? And meditation is just one form of self-realization, self-inquiry, ways of breaking through, ways of getting beyond the mind, the thinking mind. And it's incredible. So I love that. Thanks for sharing, John. That's awesome. And Frank, I love this and resonates with my within myself totally. Love that. I appreciate you so much and all of your wisdom. You've helped me tremendously over the last year. More than any words can be expressed here in a tiny chat window. Please do not ever stop being you. Frank, you have nearly made me cry. My heart is absolutely and profoundly feeling those words, and I'm totally grateful for you, Frank, and your kindness is so appreciated, as are you. So I love that, Frank. Thank you so much. Such a great welcome back message. And Jen's in the house. Yay. Oh, looking radiant. Thank you so much, Jen. I so appreciate you, beautiful. And thanks for your kind message before I left. So many of you guys sent me beautiful messages just wishing me the best, and so grateful for you guys. And I will say, Dawn, I don't know if you're watching, but Dawn, when I put airplane mode on my phone, and when I pressed it, I had a certain number of notifications on there, and I had this beautiful message from Dawn which stayed on my screen. And Alexandra, how could I forget? The two of you did, and I was just for the first 5 days, every time I opened my time on my, to check the time, because I had airplane mode, I couldn't get on technology, but I didn't have a watch, so I had to use my phone for the time. I could see your beautiful messages of love and support, and it was really gorgeous for me because I felt like I took you guys with me there as well. And so much love to all of you beautiful souls who sent me all those gorgeous little messages and wished me so well. So love you guys. And Ram's here as well. And John, we are really very powerful beings, but we just don't know how to bring this about. We are standing on the cusp of our potential. Absolutely, John. I could not agree more. And my mind has been completely blown out of the water over this past 10 days, up leveling my ability to get outside of my, goal orientated, rational, logical mind, and actually get beyond the have to do's and the to do's, and actually think way higher level than that, and ask much more profound questions than that, and tap into a stillness that's within every single one of us. It's gonna get kind of out there and spiritual with you guys over the next few days. I'm gonna ease us all into it as I recap through it. But absolutely, John, I could not agree more. I love that. And Sunula's here, and Gabrielle. And Gabrielle, well, hello, beautiful. So glad to see you back. So awesome to reconnect with you, beautiful. Great to have you here. And Joseph is here. I'm doing really well, Joseph. I hope you are as well. And John, no self-attention. I know if I don't comb my hair, people I live with complain about me. Some people don't really care about their appearance. Totally no. Absolutely, John. And as I get towards the end of sharing everything that I have with you guys, I feel like I have to go here a little bit, but we all have this one area that it tends to be either in the body, in our relationships, or in our intellectual intelligence. It might be around our business, our success, our financial success, something like that. It tends to be in those three different categories that we attach to as our self-identity. For some people it's, I need to look good in order to be worthy. Or some people it's, I need to earn a lot of money in order to feel worthy. Or for some people it's I need to be in this relationship in order to be worthy, right? There's these particular categories which it's incredible to see how we attach to different things, and we think we're not attached to anything because, you know, we might not look after our physical appearance and we look at other people who are, but there's something there. Like, we as human beings, we all have an ego and we all have something that we identify with in order to generate self-worth. So I love that, and I love you sharing your insights as well, John. Thanks so much. And Jen, strip all away and still love yourself. Powerful learnings. Thanks for sharing your experience. Absolutely, Jen. I love it. That resonated. And Adnan is here. And John, sending lots of love your way. Sending it right back to you, my friend. It's so beautiful to have you here. And Ali's here, and Colton, and Fazia. Awesome. And John. Great. Oh, you're on my feet again. I'll catch you later, mate. Hi from Australia. Oh, good to have an Aussie in the house. I love it. And Mia's here, and Noor, hello to you. And I am in beautiful Lyon in France, sitting, I don't know, like on a big hill somewhere. But good to have you. And Ankit is here. And Jen, stillness and releasing external judgments is key. It sets you free. Such a beautiful note to end on, Jen. Thank you for sharing such beautiful, wise words. I could not agree more. So I hope that this message has definitely served you, and it gets you thinking about how to find the beauty within instead of externally through relationships with others, and also physical appearance, anything attached to in the external world. So really hope that this has served you. It's so good to be back with you guys. I've missed you incredibly. I can't wait to share everything that's coming up, and all my reflection, all my insights, all my breakthroughs, all my pains and struggles, and in the hope that that's going to be of value to each and every one of you guys. And as always, I haven't said this forever, but I'm sending you all of my love, light, blessings, gratitude, energy, enthusiasm, everything extraordinary coming to you, to wherever you are in the world today. I really do hope that it's beautiful, amazing, extraordinary, incredible, and I really do hope that today's message has served you, and I absolutely cannot wait to see all of you guys tomorrow. Hope you can join me, and make sure that you answer the spiritual question from day one. If you scroll back through my feed on Vanessa Jane Patrick, Live, Love, Give, answer that spiritual question, and in tomorrow's Facebook Live, I'm going to share my insights, and then I'm going to answer some of your insights. I'm going to read them out to all of us so we can create that community, keep that message going, and hopefully get some awesome insights and perspective, and up level ourselves spiritually, so that we can be of greater contribution and value and deeper realization, so that we can ultimately have true freedom and fulfillment. All right, I am absolutely sending you guys all of my love, and I cannot wait to see you tomorrow.